Coming to you from Salt Lake City, Utah, is CR England sold. Next on Trucking with TruckerB. What is going on, you and the two? It's your boy TruckerB, trucking it like always, trying to make this money, trying to make this dough, and got some more news coming out of the world of CR England. And I was telling myself I'm not gonna do any more CR England videos because I'm not there anymore, you know. But a lot of people, you know, I was promoting them crazy about, you know, starting your career there because that's where I started mine at. And if you wanted to get your CDL, that's where you went. CR England, to get your CDL, to get that stepping stone to get on to another part in your life. So my boy Billy Rains and TruckerB is doing their videos right now, and I was like, I told myself I may or may not doing, and I'm still sitting here waiting on my load in Salt Lake City, and there just happens to be a CR England truck right across the way from me. So I was like, you know what, I'm not doing anything. I slept already, so I said I'll do a video. So let's look at some of the facts, and then you can be the judge, and I will post the video or the article at the end of it, so y'all can read it for yourself and see what y'all think. So starting off first, right? You have a lot of different changes going on at CR England. That's without no doubt. My personal, you know, thing that I've been doing is that I've looked to see how many CR England trucks I see on the road. You know, I used to see them I used to see them all the time, up and down the highway. Now it's like I gotta look for them. Like, I used to go in the truck stop and I would see 3 or 4 CR England trucks in the truck stop, every truck stop I went to. Even going up and down the highway, I don't see very many of them anymore. And I'm like, well, maybe they're doing, you know, set lanes. Me and my buddy, we talked about set lanes. Maybe they're doing that. But I couldn't help but notice that I don't see a lot of CR England trucks running up and down the highway, not like I used to. Then, when I was there, I got a Qualcomm message saying that they were going to close the South Holland terminal, and that everybody had to move their trucks out and stuff, like their cars, their personal cars and stuff from there, because it was no longer owned by CR England. I confirmed that. So they did sell that property there. I don't know how much it sold for, but they sold it. So now it's just a drop yard, I believe. The building's no longer theirs, but they still have the property as far as a drop yard. They supposedly supposed to move operations to Juliet. Not sure if they did or not. So that went into effect. So, you know, you don't hear too much after that. Then they came out with, they were going to give raises and the guaranteed pay, and all of this stuff was making them look enticing. I mean, I even contemplated going back to them before, you know, while I was here. I was like, well, maybe I'll go back to them because they guarantee paying the trainers are going to get a little bit better pay. So I left there in February. I left CR and I came over here where I'm at now. So since I've been here, recently I've heard a lot of, you know, disturbing hearsay. You know, I don't know what's facts. I'm not in the upper office. I don't know. All I can go off of is other drivers' comments and things that I've heard other drivers talk about. So, and my buddy TruckerB, you can check his channel out too. He has some guys that he trained that are still over there. So he's been getting his news from the people that are actually still in the seat over there. So recently, there was some conversation about them not hiring any drivers. They stopped hiring OTR drivers and trainers. They were in a hiring freeze. So me and TruckerB and Billy Rains, we all put out videos about it. You know, to each his own. Everybody does something a little different. So, hiring freeze, not hiring OTR drivers. They only had dedicated routes that they were running, but they weren't hiring anybody for those either. So they were on a hiring freeze. CR England, hiring freeze. Where does that happen? So, wondering back and forth, pondering. So then, more news came up that they got rid of the guaranteed pay. Now, I talked to a driver today at my 90, which is my delivery point here in Salt Lake City, and he told me that he's in phase 2, making 17 cents a mile. The truck's making 34, so that was accurate. But what was little awkward was that he was saying that they had people sitting in hotels waiting on trucks for weeks at a time, and they weren't getting paid. That's what he was saying. I don't know how truth or not truth that is, but it was a little mind-boggling. So I was like, wow. And then he told me today that, also in that same conversation, that a guy didn't want a team, so they terminated him. I don't know how truthful that is or not. I try to be authentic. I don't know if that's truth or false. I don't know, but it does make sense. They're a long haul company, and if you're not wanting to team with somebody, you may not have a job. I don't know. But who wants to solo there? The solo pay is lackluster. So today, I'm at my drop. I've already dropped. I'm over here waiting for my load. It's the longest I've ever waited for a load. I get 2 calls. The first call, I'm asleep. I hear the phone go off. I look to see kind of if it's my DM and I missed a message for my next load. It's not. I just kind of, because I know I can look at the number. I just kind of looked over. It's like, oh, I'm going back to sleep. So I get a message. I get another call. That's my boy TruckerB calling, and he's telling me, "Did you see the post?" I'm like, "What post?" So I get up. I look at it. I'm like, "Holy crap!" Now in the article it says the CR England was quietly sold. Now quietly sold, stuff like that's hard to keep under wraps. But hey, you can, if you go through the right channels, you can keep something like that, something big and ginormous like that. You can keep it under wraps. So in it, and I looked, before I even came out with this video, I looked all over trucking. I looked at Trucking Answers to see if he had any information, Trucking Report, Freight Waves. Didn't see nothing about it. So I can't really say that there's a whole lot of integrity to the piece of article. I can't really say if it's truthful or not truthful. But if you look at this chain of events within the article, like I said, I'll post it. Within the article, it says that it's the final stages. So anybody knows about business, you start it off slowly and you do it in sectors. Just like if y'all remember back in the day when AT&T bought DirecTV, they just didn't do it over time. It took time, and then they merged. Same with Sprint and T-Mobile. Took a long time to close the deal to make the numbers work. Bam. So makes you wonder if this is true or not. Now I looked on the article. My boy Billy, he sent me a link so I could kind of do some more digging on it. Didn't find any. Only thing I saw on there was one guy said, "I'll believe it when I see it." One post wonder, but it was by Anonymous 2020. So I don't know. But if you look at the chain of events, I wouldn't say it's too far-fetched. Not saying that it's true, but the way businesses have been combining and joining and doing stuff, and then they come out later on and say that they did it, it doesn't mean that it's too far-fetched. Now, I don't know the Englands personally. I don't know them. I was just a driver. I was just a truck number. I was just a butt in the seat. That's all I was. I couldn't even think the guy knew me by name. But what I can say is that I contacted one of the liaisons there via Facebook, because when I worked there, I used to talk back and forth with them all the time. about stuff that I was hearing. Now, she told me that it was not true, and that the Englands love the trucking business, and they're going to be with them for a long time. Now, the validity of that is very subpar. I don't know. I can't really, make a gauge on it yet. But if they did sell, who would buy them? What big mega carrier has enough cash flow to buy a multi-billion-dollar company who's got enough cash? So, don't know.
A new message has arrived.
Oh, I may have gotten a load.
Attention, a new important message has arrived. Attention, a new
Got a load.
message
Anyway,
has
guys, that's just the information that I have so far for you guys. I appreciate you tuning in. Like, subscribe, share, hit the bell, and any more news I'll get, post it for you. Be blessed, less stress. I'll let y'all. Safe trucking.